Welcome back. This video is for any of you F450 lovers. Stop right here and watch. It's Daniel here from duallywheels.com. We are here at our home at Signature Performance Tire and Wheel in Costa Mesa, California. I'm excited to shoot this video for you today. I mean, if you can't see it and you're not excited, I don't know what to tell you. I absolutely love this truck. It's got a really interesting story. If you haven't watched my videos before, I try to take you through the journey. Most importantly, how did the customer end up with this product? If you're shopping and you're looking for things for your F450, hopefully today you'll hear some of Sagi's process and how he ended up with this truck and these parts. This truck's a 2026 Ford F450. He lives here in Long Beach. It's about 30 minutes or so from here. And Sagi's a car guy. He's got lots of cars. We've had all kinds of car talk, and he used to own a big lifted truck. And for this specific truck, he didn't want to come to a shop. He wanted to walk into the dealership, pick up the truck, and leave. And he did. He actually bought it from a dealer in this area, and he's still here at a shop. So I want to take you through the process of what this truck came in with, what he's leaving with now, and how we were able to solve a lot of his drivability issues. So when the truck got here, it had a 2.5-inch ready lift system. That system comes with two options, either a coil spacer or a coil spring. In his case, it had the coil spacer, so a factory coil spring in the front, had a track bar bracket, sway bar end links, basic kit. We sell a ton of it. It had 37 1350/22 tires on it, RBP tire. If you want price point, that's a price point tire. That's what this had. And they were mounted in these 22-inch arena wheels. Now, the wheels are the only thing that's still on this truck. The truck was driving terrible. I mean, just to be polite. First things first, a 1350 wide tire in the back of a 1250 wide wheel setup is not the right choice. And I point that out because he spent 6 figures at a dealership left with product that doesn't belong on that vehicle. So I build trucks for dealerships. It's not that you're going to walk into every dealership and buy the wrong thing, but I do stress that maybe you get the truck inspected and make sure it has the right things. We're happy to solve a lot of the drivability problems for Sagi. He did not have an upgraded steering stabilizer. He had the wrong width tire, and a very entry-level tire. He also had balancing beads on the front rather than weights. Now, balancing beads aren't bad. We use them, particularly on rear outers. We use regular weights on the fronts and on the inners on purpose because it does drive better. So right out the gate, if we just took the beads that he had out of it with weights, it would have been more accurate. On top of that, I want to spend 1 second and talk about balancing beads. There's quite a few different types of balancing beads on the market, and the difference is the diameter of the glass, right? They are glass, you put them in a bag, it explodes as you drive. The smaller the diameter, the more control you have of the weight being dispersed. Our brand, Counteract, we believe is the best balancing bead on the market. It's not only tire size, where every other balancing bead out there just judges by tire size. These also go by highway tire, all-terrain tire, mud terrain tire. So we can be very specific on the beads. We still choose, even with that, we still choose to do weights on the fronts and the inners. So if you got a dually, you're not sure, should you run balancing beads, hopefully you can take that information. Okay. Back to Sagi's truck. What did we do to increase drivability? Okay, and why does Sagi have this truck? Sagi wanted a truck to drive around the road. He does not have a fifth wheel. He doesn't have a motorhome. Nothing like that, that he's a gooseneck that's going into the bed of the truck. So height wasn't a huge deal for him, but he does have a really sick boat in Arizona, really sick boat. And that's why he got this truck, right? So towing capacity was important to him, drivability, and most of all, safety. So first things first I wanted to address with him was the tires. having too wide a tire in the back. You can get away with a 1350 wide wheel, 1350 wide tire on an arena wheel. It's not that you can't. However, not every tire sits the same exact width. That RBP tire, with the aggressiveness, was just that they were right up against each other. The wrong width tire in the back and not the correct spacing in between the two tires, with the tires rubbing, they're going to get hot. You're going to not only get hot spots, you're going to cause defects in the tire. That's how you get nasty blowouts and a bad day. So we've switched to a 12.5 inch wide tire. This is a 37, 12.5 wide, 22 Nitto Ridge Grappler. This is our #1 selling tire. It's going to give you that aggressive look that you're looking for. It's going to give you the proper spacing in between the two. These are going to be a 12-ply tire as well. So you're going to get the highest load capacity possible out of any 22-inch tire. The wheel is beautiful. It's an arena. This is their satin black, all black wheel. Got the black cap along with the black lug nuts to go along with them. So in the suspension in the front for drivability, now that we've taken care of the tire issue, he said, I just want it to ride as best as possible. He saw our YouTube videos. That's how he ended up here. He drove by plenty of other shops, I'm sure, to get here, but we're really glad that he came here. He saw another build that we did. I believe it was Evan's F450, the black one. If you haven't seen that, go check that one out on our YouTube. That is one of my favorite trucks we've done. And that had a Carli kit on it. That particular truck had a 2.5. We decided to go to a 4.5 just to get that little bit extra height. Again, he wasn't doing any towing from the bed, either a fifth wheel or a gooseneck, so that wasn't an issue. And we just wanted to go one step up. So this kit we chose is a 4.5 inch Carli Pintop kit. So what's included in this kit is their 4.5 inch progressive coil spring. You can see there in the front. The King 2.5 shocks. Something important to mention on the shocks, they are valved and tuned specifically to Carli's kits. So if you were to buy a King shock off the shelf, you would not be getting this tuned shock. Works fantastic with this coil spring. At the bottom of the radius arm, we have the Carli drop brackets at the back of the radius arm. There is an optional radius arm replacement. Majority of these trucks, we just choose the drop downs. That is the only parts that are required. If you want to add the radius arm, you can. It will just add additional strength. And then up front, the kit also is going to come with a Heim jointed end adjustable track bar. And you can see the Carli sway bar. The Carli sway bar is a beautiful option. While you're under there, take a look. You can see all the paint mark bolts. If you're just doing your suspension or just had it done, take a quick peek. Make sure your stuff's paint marked. It's a great way to take a peek under your suspension at any time at home. It's something you can do in your driveway. Just make sure you're all dialed in. So we got the Carli Torsion sway bar. It's a beautiful upgrade. They are sold separate from the kit. And then we have the matching King dual stabilizers. Now this dual stabilizer is made by PMF suspension. So it's got the PMF brackets along with King steering stabilizer shocks that are also valve specific for that steering stabilizer. Out back for towing, we did decide to do some airbags. Again, not required for this type of load capacity, but Sagi wanted to make sure he didn't miss any of the boxes. And so in the rear to lift it, it has a 4-inch block and U-bolt kit. The truck originally came with a 1-inch block. We've removed that, and it's using a ReadyLift 4-inch block and U-bolt kit. The reason we use ReadyLift, just so you know, is they have an OEM bump stop built into the block. So it fits and looks just like an OEM block. So we like that. So that's why we chose that block. And then for the airbags is the Logiq Air IQ. So these are a no drill application. If you're wanting to do these at home, this 100% is the best bag choice. Every other airbag on the market, you have to assemble from scratch. It's not fun. It's like putting an IKEA dresser together. These come assembled, torqued, ready to go. The air lines you're seeing across the top from airbag to airbag are already assembled. They're a really nice, smooth install. And then you do have the option to add the air compressor, which we did for Sagi. So Sagi's got their HD air compressor as well as the handheld unit to control the air. The Logiq Air handheld unit gives you the ability to save trailer options as well. I think you can save 7 trailers. So if you're towing a lot different weight, like I am with my F450, with my toy hauler, as well as my horse trailer, I have those saved on those settings. So overall, Sagi's sitting in the showroom. I'm excited to give him his truck back and really happy with this build. Most of all, it's about drivability, right? You're spending a lot of money on these trucks. Please don't be afraid to ask questions about why a suspension kit costs $4,000 versus a $400 leveling kit. We're here to answer those questions, and most of all, get you on the road. So if you want to bring your truck to Southern California, or if you just want to ship it, we're happy to get it done for you. We've got lots of guys doing that. We're about to pull an HD off the rack as well, so I'll be shooting that video next. So head over to youtube.com, follow us on Instagram, and if you got questions, please call us. We're happy to answer them. Thank you for watching.